sunshine, much nicer. Afternoon highs settling into the lower to middle 80s. And for the weekend, still looking pretty good, mainly dry with highs staying into the 80s. This forecast is brought to you by Hamilton Medical Center in Dalton. Proud to be named one of the 100 top hospitals in the nation by TrueVen Health. For more, their website, hamiltonhealth.com. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Hoare.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
You are listening to AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. This is the Mr. Judd Show, and I am Eric Judd, your host. Down the walkway of a beautiful Monday in Chattanooga, the rain is gone. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. The rain is no longer with us. What a wild weekend of weather. Beautiful rain, and then beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed yourself and got out and was part of some of the festive activities that we had in Chattanooga.
This is Sports on Hot News Talk Radio, brought to you by PSG Style, where men can get a haircut, wash, and blow dry for $17. Call them at 423-463-5367. That's 423-463-5367. For the first time since he was head coach of the Titans, Jeff Fisher returns, and the Titans beat the Rams 27-14. Ohio State was voted unanimous in the Associated Press poll. They are number 1, TCU number 2, and Alabama is number 3. The Lookouts were rained out yesterday and have a doubleheader today starting at 5:15. Joey Logano wins the NASCAR race under the lights at Bristol, and you heard it right here on Chattanooga's only NASCAR station, AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio.
There you go, your sports update for the day. Hope you got a chance to watch some preseason football, and I'm sure that you've heard the drops and the spots, and even Dr. David Tulis says that we have NFL coming. That's right. The season of football is upon us, and we have the NFL season. We're going to have some Thursday night games, some Sunday afternoon games, and Monday night games. We look forward to being the official home of the National Football League as well as NASCAR. I was downtown Saturday afternoon, and there was a homeless guy there. He was drunker than a monkey on a bicycle. Started talking to him, and he starts telling me this joke. And I asked him, I said, can I tell this joke on the air? And he said, what do you mean on the air? And I said, well, I'm actually on the air. I'm on AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. And he said, oh, yes. He goes, I listen to that station all the time. And I said, well, I'm Eric Judd of the Mr. Judd Show. And he said, well, I'm a huge David Tulis fan. A huge David Tulis fan. I said, really? He goes, I listen to David Tulis every time I'm sober. And he goes, that's usually in the morning. I said, great. So he said, I'm going to tell you this joke. And I said, well, I can't wait to hear it. So he said there's a Baptist minister, a Catholic priest, and an evangelical. They're on a plane, and it crashes. Now, hold on. No, Russell. No, this is a joke, so it's not crash. No, Russell. No. Yeah, Russell's talking to me in my ear. He's wanting to know if there's a plane crash. Do we need to get that on the air? No, it's a joke. Okay, calm down. All right. Thank you. Okay, so they go to heaven, and St. Peter welcomes them and says, you know what, guys, you're here kind of early, and we really don't have your places ready for you. It's going to be at least another 24 hours. We're going to have to make other arrangements for you. And they said, what do you mean by other arrangements? Well, we're going to have to send you downstairs. And they looked at one, and he goes, it's just a temporary thing. So he calls up Satan and says, look, I've got these 3 guys. Can you house them for 24 hours? He says, sure. So they go take the elevator down, and they get down there. About 3 hours later, Satan calls St. Peter and says, you got to come get these guys. And he said, what do you mean? He goes, well, the Catholic priest is forgiving everybody. The Baptist minister is saving everybody. And the evangelical has already raised enough money to put air conditioning in hell. There you go. There's my joke of the day. I hope you're smiling. It's Monday. And that was a fairly clean joke, even though it was from a wino from downtown that said he loves the David Tulis Show. And, you know, David is on every day from 9 to 11. And then, of course, you have my show, which is, unique, different. In fact, we're going to cover, I've done my research this weekend. One of the things we're going to cover today is how to get a handicap license plate. I figured that out. And then after me is the Digital Drive. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio. You can always follow us at hotnewstalkradio.com, or if you have the TuneIn app, which you should, it's free. It is totally free. So you downloaded that on your smartphone. You just hit local, you scan down to AM, and you'll see our logo there, our Hot News Talk logo, and the 1240. You click on it, and boom, you can listen to us at any time throughout the day, evening, even on the weekends. And if you missed our great weekend lineup, if you missed the Set the Hook with Pat Rose show on Saturday, you missed a great show. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because I want you to start listening to him every Saturday. Also, follow us on Twitter, because that is where we give you the opportunity to go out and be one of our reporters. If you see something going on, whether it's a weather event, whether it is a, it may be a traffic event, or it may be, what happened here a little over a month ago with the terrorist attack on Chattanooga, then, you could be like we had several people do. They were part of our newscast by tweeting us. So follow us at Hot News Talk Radio, and that is on Twitter. Okay, before we get too far into this, I have a couple of notes. We want to let you know that the Islamic attack on Chattanooga, why it happened, and what to do. Dr. Bill Warner, now he is with the Center for Political Islam in Nashville. He's a former university physics and math professor. He is going to be here tonight and tonight only. And now you may be asking, where is he going to be? In the studio? Is he going to be on the radio? Well, no, because at 6:30 we have the new show, Keon Rose, The Clutch, is going to be on at that time. But you can listen in one ear to The Clutch with Keon Rose and still go. It's going to be at Stewart Heights Baptist Church, and that's the one on Highway 153 at Hickson Pike Interchange, and it's on the city side. Very easy to find. Stewart Heights Baptist Church. You're going to have Dr. Bill Warner. You do not want to miss that, because he's going to be talking about the Islamic attack on Chattanooga, why it happened, and what you can do, which is very important, what you can do. Now, as I said, most people have asked me over and over. That's right. You hear this music, that's Tex. All right, we got to give Tex an update, because he's driving cattle to Chicago. Now, he ran into some bad weather toward the end of last week. He said it kind of set him back, but I got an update from him this morning. He said they're back on the trail. They're hustling the cattle, and so far they've only lost one calf and a cow. And so he feels pretty good about that. So while he's gone this week, we have Keon Rose, which you've heard on my show a couple of times, and he's doing The Clutch, which is a sports show. Now, hence the name The Clutch. He says he is the man in the clutch. He is the man that can deliver sports. And as we told you last week, this was kind of a temporary gig for Keon, but guess what? It has changed. Starting next Monday from 1 to 2, that's 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., you can hear The Clutch with Keon Rose every day here on Hot News Talk Radio. That's in celebration of the NFL and NASCAR that we have exclusively here on Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. So make sure you write yourself a note, put it in your phone to be part of the Keon Rose, The Clutch. The Clutch. That's what he wants. He's asked me to say it that way. So you can get a preview all this week from 6 to 7. But don't forget tonight and tonight only. And that's at Stewart Heights Baptist Church. The Islamic attack, and I'm going to write in terrorist attack, the Islamic terrorist attack on Chattanooga, why it happened and what to do. And that's with Dr. Bill Warner. And he is for the Center for Political Islam in Nashville, and he's going to be there speaking, and he's going to tell you not only why it happened, but he's going to be telling you what you can do as just a normal citizen so we don't have this happen again. And of course, we'll go into this a little more later. On September the 2nd, we ask that everyone that can, we're going to have a rally for Lieutenant Commander Timothy White. Now, I don't know if you kept up with the news this weekend, but there was an attack in France on a train, and 3 Americans stopped it. 3 Americans stopped it, put their lives on the line, and stopped this attack. And you know what? Once again, kudos goes out to President Obama. He thanked those people. He thanked them for, doing this heroic act. I have a question for you. Obama, have you thanked Lieutenant Commander White? Or are you going to prosecute him? Which one are you going to do? Are you going to thank him? Are you going to pin a medal on his chest? He saved lives in Chattanooga. Or because he's in the military, you want to prosecute him? Now, I know you're coming off vacation. I know you listen to this show because I get your nasty tweets. So, Mr. Obama, what are you going to do? We're having a rally to let the world know that Chattanooga cares about this man. That's Wednesday, September the 2nd. It's going to be at noon. It's going to be in front of the Solomon Building downtown, which is right there on Georgia Avenue. So we want you to be a part of that. We're going to keep reminding you of that, and I'm going to remind you one more time about Dr. Bill Warner going to be here tonight. So, and I know David did the same thing. David and I were out again on Friday. We went to Harvest Grocery. Man, what a great place. We actually had lunch there. If you have not had lunch there or dinner, and they even have breakfast, I encourage you right now to go by there at lunch. Harvest Grocery. It's right there about about 3/4 of a mile from on Hickson Pike, just north of 153. You are listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. When we come back, we're going to talk a little more about the Lieutenant Commander Tim White stuff. Then I want to get into how you can get a handicap license plate. It seems like there's tons of handicap places to park in Chattanooga. There can't be that many handicap people, or are they?
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Expect some lingering clouds, but drier weather out there. For Friday, more sunshine, much nicer. Afternoon highs settling into the lower to middle 80s. And for the weekend, still looking pretty good, mainly dry with highs staying into the 80s. This forecast is brought to you by Hamilton Medical Center in Dalton. Proud to be named one of the 100 top hospitals in the nation by TrueVen Health. For more, their website, hamiltonhealth.com. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Hoare.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Costa, host of the Costa Report, every Sunday at 9 a.m. My guest this week is one of our nation's most acclaimed legal scholars, Mr. Alan Dershowitz. We'll be here to lay out the case for and against the nuclear agreement with Iran. Don't miss Alan Dershowitz this Sunday at 9 a.m. on the Costa Report, right here on AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
Here you are, working to keep your customers happy and to manage your cash flow. IRS problems are the last thing you need, but here they are, flapping about you like vultures. Get help from Eric Pelton and his team of accountants at E.J. Pelton Company. Audits, letters, proposed return changes, 1099s, penalty threats. Pelton Tax Resolution Services brings peace of mind and helps you keep more of what you've earned. EJPelton.com. Offices on Brainerd Road and in Soddy Daisy, just north of the Bilo. That's E.J. Pelton. Call 622-3156. Think ahead, 622-3156.
When my brother and I opened our first Jets Pizza, we believed if we made the best pizza, customers would find us. So we made fresh dough each day, used fresh toppings, and premium mozzarella cheese. 300-plus stores later, we still do.
Try Jet's famous 8-corner pizza with premium mozzarella cheese and one topping, now just $11.99 for a limited time only. Jet's Pizza, the best pizza in town. 3600 Hickson Pike.
Life is short. Eat better pizza.
Let's get Jets.
Are you tired of working in corporate America, or have you recently lost your job and would like to consider owning your own business? If you are, please call me, as I can help you look at franchises or business opportunities that fit you, the economy that we're in, and the type of businesses that are right in the greater Chattanooga area. After I help my clients find the right opportunity, I also help them find the best way to finance the business, including paying yourself through the startup phase. If you would like to learn more about opportunities that may be right for you, please call me for a free assessment. My name is Bruce Krebs at the Entrepreneur Source. Phone number is 423-875-5621.
If you have the DTs, the shakes, because your phone is on the fritz, you have nomophobia. You need help. Your telecom doctor is in. Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall. Cell Surgeon yanks open the ribcage of your phone, pries out the dead heart, and puts in the beating life that you lead on your cell phone. Broken screen, phone not charging, water damage, battery given out. Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall next Old Chicago Pizza. Check us out on Facebook. Open Sunday. Cell Surgeon. We bring your phone back to life. Mention Hot News Talk Radio and get 10% off.
This is America Now with Meghan McCain.
Al Gore running is crazy. You're flying around in your private jet all over the world, and you want average Americans to care about the environment. Don't you think you should be doing your part as well?
Meghan McCain, weekdays at 7 p.m.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Okay, we are back here on the Mr. Judd Show. My name is Eric Judd. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240, the hottest talk radio in Chattanooga. We have the quickest growing audience. We have the NFL. We have NASCAR. And more importantly, we have me. That's it. We have me. Hey, hope you're having a wonderful Monday. It's a little warm and humid out there, but after today, it gets really, really nice. But get out there and enjoy a Monday. As always, smile. When you see someone today, smile at them, make them wonder what you're up to and what you're thinking about. Never know. Maybe you just got off of Ashley Madison and you're thinking about them. You never, ever know, do you? Hey, after me is the digital drive, and I just talked to the kid. He murmured something, and I hope I got it right. You know, he won't give me time o' day until about 1:15, and then it's like going in to meet the king. You have to bow, and he makes you kiss the ring and all that good stuff. But he said he's going to be talking about 3D printed weapons. So that ought to be interesting. He's going to talk about the ethical issue as well as the technical issue, and that seems to be what he does best. He will take an issue like that is very important to us here in Chattanooga and across the world, and then he kind of makes it an ethical argument or a legal argument or whatever. And as we know, he leaves here about 1:30, gets on his private airplane, he flies to Chicago, and he does a 2-hour show in Chicago, and then he's back here in the afternoon. So he's a busy guy. That's probably why he does not give me time all day. Are you following us on Twitter? I hope so. It's simple. You just go to Twitter. If you're not tweeting or you don't have Twitter, then you need to be. And you just put in Hot News Talk Radio, boom, hit follow us. And then if you see something going on, let's say you see a tree down, or you see maybe you see a Boy Scout helping an elderly lady across the road, and you want to let us know, because that would be very important news. That would be good news, and we'd love to put it on the air. Then just hit us up on Twitter, and we'll try to get it on the air. If nothing else, we'll get it out to all of our Twitter followers. And so make sure you follow us on Twitter. And if for some reason you have to leave the area and you can't get our AM signal, then what I want you to do is something that's free. So I want you to take your smartphone, download the TuneIn app, then go to local, scroll down to AM, and you'll see our logo there, and then just follow us there. And you can be a part of us and have us in your ear and in your mind and in your heart all day long. And that's pretty simple to do. Okay, we are going to talk about what David had an interview about, David Tulis show, which is on before me from 9 to 11. He actually interviewed Dr. Bill Warner. Great interview. If you missed it, you can always go to YouTube and find that show. It's youtube.com. Type in Hot News Talk Radio. Subscribe to us there, and it should be uploaded by now, because it was a live show on YouTube, as we do all of our shows, but then we archive them there, so you can find that there. Very important thing that we need to get out. I'm probably going to tweet it out here when I get off the air, because we want everybody to be a part of this. Now, he talked about, basically an overview was Dr. Bill Warner wanted to give you a better understanding on the attacks on Chattanooga, that killed 5 of our service people. And he wanted to let you know why it happened and how here in Chattanooga, what we can do about it. So I think that's very important. Great interview. If you happen to miss it, please go to YouTube and listen to that interview with David Tulis. And tonight, we want you to be part of seeing Dr. Bill Warner and hearing what he has to say. He's with the Center for Political Islam in Nashville, and he's going to tell us why it happened, and he's going to tell us what we can do about it. And that's going to be 6:30 tonight at the Stewart Heights Baptist Church. And that's the one at 153 in Hickson Pike. There's one on Hickson Pike at the S-curves. It's not that one. You just keep going down Hickson Pike. When you get to 153, And Hickson Pike, Stewart Heights is right there, and that starts at 6:30. So I know you want to be a part of that. And in conjunction with that, as we know, Lieutenant Commander Timothy White took a stand against this terrorist and took a stand and put himself in harm's way and used his weapon, his personal weapon, to defend this country, this city, and even to, more importantly, to defend the other personnel that were there at the naval facility. And now the Obama administration, the Barack Hussein Obama administration, that sounds odd, doesn't it? Doesn't sound like John Smith to me. Anyway, they want to prosecute. They may think about prosecuting him for defending his country, his city, his life, the lives of others. This brave man takes a stand, and now Barack Hussein Obama, who probably wouldn't even he probably wouldn't even give you a piece of gum if you needed it. But his administration wants to prosecute this guy because they're feeling pressure from the Muslim community. You know what I would say him? I'd give them the old beep, 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 beep is what I'd give them. Oh, yes, that's where I'd tell them to go. All right, this man is a hero. He should be treated like a hero. And you know what? The Navy needs to put medals on him and let him know, thank you. Thank you. And that's what we're going to do at this rally. And it's going to be September the 2nd. That's on a Wednesday. It's going to be at noon. So at your lunch hour, instead of gorging yourself and getting, feeling sleepy and all of that after you eat too much, why don't you come down and be a part of this? And why don't you do something for someone else and make yourself feel good? And as they say, pay it forward, because this man needs our support. He needs to know that Chattanooga's behind him. And you know what? The nation needs to know. And we can all thumb our nose at Barack Hussein Obama and his fine leadership and administration. So I want you to be a part of that. It is at noon on September the 2nd, and it's in front of the Solomon Building downtown, and that's it on Georgia Avenue. You'll see the people there. You'll see the signs there. Bring a sign in support of him, and maybe a good sign would be, Commander White lives matter. His life does matter. Commander White life matters. I mean, we all hear about Black Lives Matter. How about Lieutenant Commander Timothy White life matters? How about that? Let's all make a sign and do that and show people that this man is a man of courage and of dignity and put his life on the line. All right, we will see you September the 2nd, and that is at noon on Wednesday. So instead of eating lunch, we're going to help you lose weight, feel better. I mean, it's just an all-around encompass thing that we do here at Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. Have you ever wanted to know why there's so many places that have handicap parking everywhere you go, and how you can get a license plate? It's very simple, and I know why these people have it.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Expect some lingering clouds, but drier weather out there. For Friday, more sunshine, much nicer. Afternoon highs settling into the lower to middle 80s. And for the weekend, still looking pretty good, mainly dry with highs staying into the 80s. This forecast is brought to you by Hamilton Medical Center in Dalton. Proud to be named one of the 100 top hospitals in the nation by TrueVen Health. For more, their website, hamiltonhealth.com. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Hoare.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
We've got a table here at Delia's in Saudi Daisy, ready to delight in a plate of authentic Mexican food. Delia's spreads a rich selection: loaded nachos, crazy chicken, homemade tamales, maybe the enchiladas with beef, chicken, pork, quesadillas. Every dish beautifully pictured on the menu to help us decide. Join us for lunch or dinner. We're at Delia's in Saudi Daisy on Dayton Pike near the Thrasher Light. Here's dinner. Delia's uses the freshest ingredients, cooked to perfection. Nachos, homemade. Delia's open every day except the Lord's Day. For lunch and dinner, treat yourself to Delia's genuine Mexican food. In Saudi, call 521-75
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. More heavy selling on Wall Street after steep losses in overseas markets. The Dow down about 500 points, but it had been down about 1,000. Stephen Guilfoyle of Deep Value Execution Services.
You know, we had a mild panic, but like 1987 was nothing like that. It wasn't that sick feeling in your gut.
Ongoing concerns over China's economy dragging down the markets. A Louisiana state trooper dies after being shot in the head.
43-year-old trooper Stephen Vincent came under fire by a suspected drunk driver Sunday, who's seen on dash cam pulling a sawed-off shotgun near Lake Charles in southwestern Louisiana. Good Samaritans stopped and tackled 54-year-old Kevin Daigle.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso. The murder trial starts today for a Missouri man accused of killing 3 people last year at 2 Jewish sites near Kansas City. Fraser Miller, an admitted anti-Semite, publicly admitted killing them, but has pleaded not guilty. Fox News, we report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Fox News Talk 1240.
This is America Now with Meghan McCain.
Al Gore running is crazy. You're flying around in your private jet all over the world, and you want average Americans to care about the environment. Don't you think you should be doing your part as well?
Meghan McCain, weekdays at 7 p.m.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Fox News Talk 1240.
Okay, do you want the world or do you want Chattanooga? I've got 12 minutes and 40 seconds. Which one do you want? You let me know, okay? You tweet me or call in or do whatever and let me know. Do you want the world or do you want Chattanooga? I think I'm going to give you Chattanooga. I'm going to make that decision. I'm going to take the decision out of your hand because I saw that you were vacillating over there. Oh, my gosh, you thought it was the David Tulis show. Mr. Judd has used a big word. What in the world is going on? You are listening to the Mr. Judd Show. My name is Eric Judd, smiling and having a good time as always. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, the hottest, the newsiest, the talkingest radio station in Chattanooga. That's AM 1240. So go ahead and put that on your radio in your car, and you don't have to worry about anything else because we have a great lineup during the day. Starts out at 6 o'clock at Daybreak USA, and then the most prolific talk host in Chattanooga, the one and the only, the David, Mr. DT himself, David Tulis, from 9 to 11. Then your humble servant, myself, the prettiest man on the radio, the Mr. Judd Show. That's Eric Judd. That's me. And then we have the myth, the legend, the diva, the kid on Digital Drive. And then we got some chick named Laura Ingraham. I don't know if you've heard of her. And then another guy, I mean, I think somebody said he may have a television show and something else. Sean Hannity, he's on 3 to 5. I don't know if you've heard of him. And then I tell you what we do. We have something that is just totally unique to this radio station, and no one has it. And why can we do stuff like this? Because we're locally owned. We're not corporate owned. We're owned by 2 guys that live here in Chattanooga. They shop here in Chattanooga. They do commerce here in Chattanooga. They're a part of the community. That's why we can do what we're doing here. But anyway, from 5 to 6, we have Hot News at 5, and that's where you're going to get your local news, your national news, your international news. You're going to get your traffic, which is so important. I know you want to get home on time. I know you want to get home at, a decent hour. So we're going to help you navigate and do that. And then we're also going to give you weather. So you're going to get all the 3 things you need. What else are you doing? You've been in your, you've been at work all day. You've got little bits and pieces of information, and boom, we're going to give it all to you on your way home. So, then we have normally, that's right, that would be Cowboy Up with Tex, but Cowboy Up at Tex, well, he is on the trail. He's driving, I don't know, I think it's like 1,500 head of cattle, and they left Waco, and they're going up the Chisholm Trail, and they're going to be in Chicago, and he's going to deliver them to the stockyards, and he's promised to bring me back one nice steak. So I'm looking forward to that. But in his place, we didn't say, we're going to go to, maybe we're going to give you another hour of Meghan McCain, which is good. She does a great job. But we said, you know what, we're going to go out and find something that we need at this radio station, something that no one has. And we looked around, we looked near, we looked far, we looked under logs, we looked up in trees, and we found the Clutch. That's right. This week only, the Clutch is on from 6 to 7. And what is the Clutch? It's the best sports show in Chattanooga, bar none. And it is hosted by Keon Rose. Now, Keon, he's enthusiastic. He's bombastic. And he knows sports like no one else. I challenge you to listen to him. Next week, though, Keon is going to be a permanent member of our team here, and he starts from 1 to 2, so make sure you go ahead and put that in your calendar. We moved David around, Mr. Tulis, DT, the David. We moved him to 9 to 11, and that's the way that, you know, who needs coffee when you have David in the mornings? I mean, who needs coffee when you have David in the mornings? Always doing something energetic, always doing something that will get your mind to thinking, which, you know what? It's kind of like this show, only it's just totally different. And that's the David Tulis Show. So we want you to listen all day here at Hot News Talk Radio. And, of course, every day from 11 to noon, it's me, and I look forward to coming to you. We're going to talk about why, and how do these people have handicap license plates, and why there's so many handicap places to park. I mean, there's tons. Well, I figured it out. Saturday, I was all over town, around town, and the part of town I live in, it seems like there's a roundabout about every quarter of a mile. And, you know, you can look at it two ways when people pull up to a roundabout. You can look at it where you want to scream and holler at them, and if I had a 50 cal on the front of my car, I could really plow a road and I wouldn't have to worry about them. Or you can just shake your head and laugh at them, because people in this town do not know how to navigate a roundabout. They either want to turn left, which is a big no-no. They think it's a four-way stop. They think you get inside the roundabout and you have to stop. And so, you know, at first I would not always have a pleasant thing to say. I would not always say, "Bless you, my brother or sister," while they were driving. No, I wouldn't do that. I may have some other encouraging words for them. But then I started looking and I started to think, and I noticed that most of these people had a handicap license plate. And I said, well, first of all, if you're handicapped, truly handicapped, should you be driving? Okay, probably not. But I figured out why and how these people got a handicap license plate. And it's not really for them. It's really not for them. It's more for the other drivers. It lets us know that they cannot drive. So their handicap is driving. They cannot drive. They're the ones that can't negotiate the roundabouts. They're the ones that don't understand that a turning lane is that you have to be between the stripes, not halfway on, you know, you don't straddle the stripes. These people have a handicap. They have a true handicap, and it's they can't drive. And if you've noticed, when you go to the mall, there's all of these handicap parkings, or wherever you go, there's always handicap spots, because they can't park either. So they have to give them extra spots. They have to give them extra wide, so they can't park, they can't drive, which tells me they probably, when they get out of the car, they don't do a very good job of navigating around other places. So I think it's great. Let them park closer, because if they were further out, if you can't drive and you can't park and you can't navigate around, there's no telling what would happen in the parking lot of some of these huge places. So I want to let you know, if you can't drive, if you have a problem driving, and I am not saying that females cannot drive. Did not bring that up at all. That's the first thing Russell said in are you saying women can't drive? Now, oh my gosh, Mr. Judd's got a war on women. No. Now, can women drive? I just see a lot of them with the handicap license plates, and that's fine. I'm good with that. It allows me to know what's ahead of me, that anything could happen ahead of me. We could pull up to a roundabout and they could take a left. They could stop and spend, 15 or 20 minutes. It's also the same handicapped drivers that insist on doing more things as they go down the road. You know, maybe putting on makeup, filing their nails, you know, other things like that, texting. So I think it's good that here in this state that we have that category for handicapped drivers, because if you can't drive, the people that can drive need to know. That way we can stay clear of you. We can give you plenty of room in front of us. Make sure we pass you on the side that, that you're aware of. And no, I did not say that most of these handicapped drivers are women, even though they are, but I didn't say that. So don't get upset with me. Don't start calling the program director. You know what we call our program director? I call him, Peter Cottontail. Everybody goes, why do you call him Peter Cottontail? Nice guy. No, love him to death. Nice guy. But I call him Peter Cottontail because have you ever heard him on the air? Man, he gets on the air and he has no excitement in his voice. He always wants to, if one of us are out, I'll do your show for you. Like, can you call Confederate Mike? No, I'll do it for you. No, you really don't need to be doing the show for me. I'd rather have, Confederate Mike or Mike Bullitt or somebody like that. But what Peter Cottontail wants to do, and the reason I call him that is because he always lays an egg. No matter when he's on somebody's show, and you've heard him before, he always lays an egg. Very serious, no personality, and talks in a monotone voice, and always talking like this, and very seldom does he take a breath, but he's been in this thing for 45 years, and he knows what to do, and here's the way you do it. And I mean, that's just the way he talks. So I say he lays an egg. And so Peter Cottontail, at Easter, you get eggs for Easter. You really have to tie these things together. Anyway, I was telling him about the handicapped drivers, and he got all upset. And I said, what's the matter? He goes, well, I have a handicapped license plate on mine. I said, really? That's surprising. You can't talk. I'm sure you can't drive either. But anyway, if you cannot drive, you have problems driving, and you just, it's just you don't understand the rules of the road, I encourage you to petition the state and go get your handicap license plate. Please do that so that you warn the rest of us. That is the reason there are handicap license plates, and that is the reason there are handicap spots in front of all these. I figured it out. I've informed you. Now you've learned something today on the Mr. Judd Show. When we come back, we want to go through one more time what's going on with Lieutenant Commander Timothy White. We also want to let you know what's happening this evening at Stewart Heights Baptist Church. And I may have another surprise or two. You're listening to the Mr. Judd Show. This is Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240.
Expect some lingering clouds, but drier weather out there. For Friday, more sunshine, much nicer. Afternoon highs settling into the lower to middle 80s. And for the weekend, still looking pretty good, mainly dry with highs staying into the 80s. This forecast is brought to you by Hamilton Medical Center in Dalton. Proud to be named one of the 100 top hospitals in the nation by TrueVen Health. For more, their website, hamiltonhealth.com. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Sky Aerial Services uses advanced drone technology to give you a better perspective and depth of your property and project. We offer aerial photography and video for your business, farm, home, or advertising campaigns, as well as editing services to complete the experience. Call us at 423-521-0284 and see how we can help you tell your story about your business, property, or project. We work with real estate professionals, both commercial and residential, developers, engineer inspectors, surveyors, ad agencies, auto and boat dealers, mapping services, insurance inspectors, corporate marketing, charity events, weddings, and photographers. Our consultation is free. Call 423-521-0284. That's 423-521-0284, or visit our website, skyaerialservices.com. Sky Aerial Services. The sky is our limit.
All systems go!
Got a printing project on deadline? Advantage Printing in Brainerd offers the highest quality one-stop service in Chattanooga. Graphic design, printing, addressing. Don't create a mailer unless you first check with Alan about the latest postal hassle. He'll handle the whole thing for you. Advantage Printing. Your advantage is in our name. 4031 Brainerd Road next to the Bilo. Print digital or offset, wide format, engineering drawings, start to finish. Advantage Printing. Check the details with Alan. 629-1800. That's 629-1800.
All systems go!
Hi, I'm David Tulis, inviting you to make the move with me 9 to 11 a.m. weekdays here at AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. The David Tulis Show, featuring Nooganomics.com for Chattanooga and beyond. 9 to 11 a.m. weekdays.
You want more business. You want to increase your bottom line. You want to spend less on advertising, imaging your business, and general expenses. You need Trade Bank. Trade Bank of Chattanooga. Trade Bank. Call now to get access to nearly 400 local businesses. Trade Bank. Call 877-2202. 877-2202. Trade Bank. You want to increase your cash flow, your competitive edge, attract new customers, and build a loyal customer base. You need Trade Bank of Chattanooga. Call right now. 877-2202. When you join Trade Bank, you'll get the benefit of free advertising in our monthly magazine, tradebank.com, emails, and mailouts. Join Trade Bank now and receive your Trade Bank debit card with trade credits to spend any way you want with our wide variety of Trade Bank partners. For almost 30 years, Trade Bank has been your voice for small business, a member of the American Bankers Association, and in good standing with you. Trade Bank of Chattanooga. Call now for a free consultation, 877-2202. That's 877-2202. Trade Bank of Chattanooga.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Are you happy this Monday? I hope so. It's a wonderful Monday. It's a glorious day. They are not throwing dirt on us. So let's enjoy this Monday. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio. 1240 a.m. The hottest, the newsiest, the talkingest radio station in Chattanooga. I dare the others to try to compete with us. I dare them. I'm throwing the gauntlet down right now. That's exactly what I'm doing.
This is Sports on Hot News Talk Radio, brought to you by PSG Style, where men can get a haircut, wash, and blow dry for $17. Call them at 423-463-5367. That's 423-463-5367. For the first time since he was head coach of the Titans, Jeff Fisher returns, and the Titans beat the Rams 27-14. Ohio State was voted unanimous in the Associated Press poll. They are number 1, TCU number 2, and Alabama is number 3. The Lookouts were rained out yesterday and have a doubleheader today starting at 5:15. Joey Logano wins the NASCAR race under the lights at Bristol, and you heard it right here on Chattanooga's only NASCAR station, AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio.
There you go, your sports update today. Hope everybody had a good sports weekend. A lot going on. All of a sudden you get in the doldrums of summer where you really only have baseball and maybe a few majors in golf, and then all of a sudden about mid-August, toward the end of August, it all picks up. We've got the baseball pennant races. The poor old Braves. I mean, the poor old Braves. They've lost 9 straight. I tell you, it's a rebuilding year for them, probably for the next couple of years, I'm guessing. But hey, the Cubbies may be in it. The Cubbies, wouldn't that be nice? The Chicago Cubs being in the baseball playoffs, Major League playoffs. That would be wonderful. And then, of course, we are just under 2 weeks for the kickoff of the college football season. I hope everyone's team does well, except for Tennessee. And, so it's that time of year where everyone has the same record and everybody's feeling great about their team. Just go Hogs is all I can say. My Arkansas Razorbacks are poised to have a good year, even though they had an injury to one of their top running backs. Jonathan Williams is out for the year, and maybe they will give him a red shirt and he can come back next year and play. I hope so. He's a heck of a talent. He's going to be missed on that football team, but luckily we've recruited well and we've got some great backups in there, and still going to have a great year in Arkansas, and across the SEC is going to be great. How's Alabama going to be? Are they going to be the force to be reckoned with, or is it going to be Auburn? Is Auburn going to be good as everyone thinks they're going to be? What about Georgia? What about those Bulldogs? What are they going to do? Anxious to see. Well, if you want to know and you're into sports, just for this week only, from 6 to 7, you need to listen to The Clutch. That's right, The Clutch. He's shaking it up. He's doing it all. He's The Clutch. That's Keon Rose. And this week only, he's from 6 to 7. Why? Because our boy Tex is on that cattle drive right now. I bet he is sore as he can be. He walked bow-legged before. You could probably drive a Volkswagen between those legs right now. I bet he is hurting. Anyway, you want to listen to him from 6 to 7. That's Keon. Next week, from 1 to 2, he's going to be here. So we're going to have programming for you from 9 a.m. all the way to 2 p.m. That's all local programming, and it's a nice variety. If you can't find something in there you like, then I suggest you go back and get into bed and start your day all over. That's exactly what I suggest. Okay, we have the NFL, and we're going to be getting more information out to you on that. It was signed. It was signed in the wee hours of the morning last night. So a lot of sleepy heads still rubbing their eyes, but we have the NFL. It looks like we're going to have them on Thursday nights. We're going to have them on Sunday afternoons. We're going to have them on Monday nights, and we're going to have games that I think you're really going to like. I mean, you know, I know people around here like the Titans and they like the Falcons, but we're going to have other teams. I know Keon's going to be really happy because we're going to be broadcasting some Washington Redskins games, some Dallas Cowboy games, some New England games, some Giants games. So we're going to have a nice variety for you. If you're an NFL fan, you need to listen to Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 a.m. And as you know, if you're a NASCAR fan, this weekend they're off. There is no NASCAR race this weekend after a wild and woolly, as always, night race at Bristol. So they're going to take a weekend off, and then the chase is going to kick in. So we have NASCAR for you and NFL. Okay, tonight and tonight only. I know you heard him on David's show, and that's DT, the David, or as he makes me call him, Mr. Tulis. On his show from 9 to 11, you heard Dr. Bill Warner. Now, he is going to be talking about the terrorist attack that happened in Chattanooga. He's going to tell us why it happened and what we can do. So I think it's very important. He's just here for tonight. He's going to be here at 6:30 tonight, and that's going to be at the Stewart Heights Baptist Church, and that's the one that's at the connection there of Hickson Pike and 153. There's two Stewart Heights Baptist churches, and one is in the S-curves. Well, if you go to that one, then you're going to have to turn around and drive north on Hickson Pike until you get to almost right where Hickson Pike and 153 connect, and be on your left there. Now, you want to come hear him. This is very important, and this is going to be very important for Chattanooga to have this man in here and tell us, you know, why it happened and what we can do about it, which is something that every one of us, you know, you want to know how to get involved. What can you do? You feel like, man, my hands are tied. I just can't do anything. That's something you can do is go tonight. And here's something else you can do. On September the 2nd at noon in downtown Chattanooga at the Solomon Building on Georgia Avenue, we are having a rally, or not we, Chattanoogans for Justice. They're having a rally for Lieutenant Commander Timothy White. We're going to march in his honor. We're going to march for a hero. We're going to march for a friend. We're going to march for a person that put other lives ahead of his. He used his weapon, his personal weapon, to return fire. And our Navy, Barack Hussein Obama's government, wants to prosecute this man. The same government that is saying, hey, if Iran gets nuclear, you know, bombs, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, it's okay. They're a free country. They have, you know, whatever. Anyway, we want you to be there, and that's going to be September the 2nd at noon, and that's going to be on a Wednesday. What are you doing at lunch? Instead of gorging yourself with some of the great food that's downtown, why don't you take 30 minutes, be a part of this? I want to see a few signs that say Timothy White's life matters, because it does. Okay, if you need more information on this, you can go to Chattanoogans for Justice on Facebook. That's Chattanoogans for Justice on Facebook. You can follow them on Twitter at chat, CHATT, the number 4, Justice on Twitter. And, you know, you can find out how you can be a part of this. Maybe you want to make a sign. Maybe you want to help out in this. And remember, we are still collecting for the Bus Stop Ministries. We are still collecting food and dry goods for breakfast type foods. What a great thing they do Monday through Friday. So don't forget about that. We've already taken tons of stuff to them. They also need toiletry items for these kids. So we're still going to talk about that because we've got a big event coming up with them too. So a lot going on here at Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 AM. After me is the Digital Drive. And the kid said that he's going to be talking about these 3D printers that can print weapons. And that should be an interesting discussion because you know how he does. He takes something that's technical and then flows it into society. So you can see how it's going to affect you right there. He promised that this is such a serious topic that he would not be doing high kicks here today, that he would keep both feet on the ground, both barefooted feet on the ground, and that this is a serious topic. You know it's serious. I mean, he didn't even wear he's got really tight pants on today. I mean, like uncomfortably tight pants on. I don't even want to think about wearing something like that. So he couldn't do high kicks if he wanted to. Maybe that's his excuse because he wore those tight pants because he said he had that huge engagement up in Chicago today. But anyway, you want to listen to the Digital Drive. It's from noon to 1. And then after him is Laura Ingraham, 1 to 3, 3 to 5. The number 2 talk show host in the nation can only be found here at Hot News Talk Radio. And that's Sean Hannity. After him, the only local news program that's going to give you news, weather, and traffic from 5 to 6. That's Hot News at 5. And then after him is normally Cowboy Up with Tex. But Tex is on a cattle drive. So we've brought in the clutch, the one and only the clutch, with Keon Rose. So you want to listen to him. He knows everything about sports. I tell you what, call in and ask him about cricket, and he'll tell you about cricket. He loves Frisbee golf. He can tell you about that. And he's also a huge NASCAR fan. He knows every driver. He knows everything about NASCAR. So be a part of that. Stay with Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 AM, AM 1240, A 1240 M, whatever it is. Stay with us all day. Remember, if you're out and about and you leave the area, you can always pick us up on your TuneIn app. That's free. That's totally free. You pick us up on the TuneIn app and just go down to AM and hit Hot News Talk Radio, and you can have us anywhere. Thank you for being a part of my show. I'll be back tomorrow at 11. And oh, my, I'm going to be talking about.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Expect some lingering clouds, but drier weather out there. For Friday, more sunshine, much nicer. Afternoon highs settling into the lower to middle 80s. And for the weekend, still looking pretty good, mainly dry with highs staying into the 80s. This forecast is brought to you by Hamilton Medical Center in Dalton. Proud to be named one of the 100 top hospitals in the nation by TrueVen Health. For more, their website, hamiltonhealth.com. And I'm WDEF News 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Hoare.
On AM